What's up YouTube? Thrift Hunter here with this week's garage sale and estate sale finds. Got a lot to show you today. I bought a lot of stuff. So this is about $2,200 in spending. Spent a whole lot of money, and there's really not a whole lot of pieces, but everything's quality. Paid up for a lot of stuff, and I already know. I've already researched everything, so I know I'll do fine. It's just it's going to be a lot of work from here. I got a lot of listing to do. But first, we'll go ahead and show you what I found. It should be a long one, so sit tight and enjoy. Bought this coin book. It has some Mercury Dimes in here. There is a one seated dime and one barber dime. Those are kind of neat there. And there is some Roosevelt dimes here. It's about 20, 23, or 24 dimes. And then there's about 34, 32 quarters, something like that. Here's a bunch of silver Washington quarters. Some of them are in pretty good condition. There's different mint marks. I haven't really looked up like each individual coin, but he's written like a couple of these are uncirculated, so in better condition. But some cool Washington silver quarters. And they did have 3 Morgan dollars that they were selling separately for $40 a piece. And I didn't buy those just because they weren't in that great a condition, and they put stickers on them. It really bugs me when people put stickers on top of old coins. For pricing, it's kind of really not the best idea. But there's some silver coins that I bought. I'm not sure if I'll sell the coins. Usually I don't. If I'm going to sell some coins, I'll probably sell some different ones. I have some Canadian coins and stuff that I'm not really too interested in. I bought this roll of silver quarters, so 34 silver quarters in here. So it's a little bit short of a roll. It's not a full roll. Full roll would be 40 quarters, but still a whole bunch of silver quarters. These are all 1964 quarters, so nothing like really old or anything. I checked them, but they were all in here. I didn't really check to make sure it was all silver, but it is. So nice bunch of silver quarters there. Let me grab some more stuff. I'll keep going with some coins. Here's another silver coin. This is a proof Franklin Mint coin, $10. Nice coin there. I'm not really going to go over individual pricing on everything. It's $2,200 in total, so there's so many things. I can't even remember all the prices that I paid for any of this. To me, it's all just going to be, how much I can make off the entire group. So there's some nice silver quarters there. Or Franklin Mint. These are sterling. And then I did buy one American Silver Eagle. Nice proof. This is a 1986 edition with paperwork in there. American Silver Eagles, you can usually pay more. They sell for more with the box and papers and the case and everything like that. One of the most collected silver coins there is. And you have to buy these, when you go to buy these at a retail store or something, they're not going to be cheap either. Or if you order them from the mint. So definitely like getting American Silver Eagles. There's some coins. Keep going with some other stuff. Got a lot here. There's a silver picture frame. It's got the original Neiman Marcus price tag, $65. And it does have a little bit of tarnish. I might clean this one because I do have some good silver stuff to clean that with, so I'll probably clean up some of the tarnish, list that. Picture frames do very well for me. People love, buying these for gifts or just for their house. So that was pretty nice there. I got an Elgin watch. This is just an Elgin Sportsman 17 jewel mechanical wind watch, but box and papers, you guys know. Anything with box and papers sells twice as fast as without, so I think I'll get like 40 or 50 bucks for that, even though the watch by itself, if you just had this, is maybe $15 to $20. Having the box and papers really does mean a lot, so nice pickup there. Here's a silver Onyx, one of those collar necklaces. It's marked Taxco 925 on the inside there. I got that today. Nice piece. Let's see. Here's a piece that had me going for a minute. I bought this. I didn't pay a lot for it. I just figured I'd take the chance. But this is gold plated. But it looks really nice. I mean, it looks like a Cuban. For $4, I mean, you just buy it, take the chance. This is gold. It's worth like $1,000. So I took the chance. It's just copper, but still, it's really nice. Your average person, if you were wearing this, honestly, they would have no clue that this was fake, unless you're really used to how jewelry looks and how gold looks. But this is a nice looking chain for being fake. Here's a nice turquoise piece. Really love the color on this. It's like a handmade piece. It's not marked anywhere. And it does have a fracture, so it does have a hairline crack in it, which is pretty much not even noticeable. I think it's like right there. There's a crack that goes across. So I'm not sure how much turquoise gets cracked, like even naturally, so I don't think it's a big issue. I love the stone. This is a really nice blue-green. I mean, this almost looks like an opal with how that looks, so it's hit and miss with these kind of things. Sometimes you can get like something like this could price anywhere from $40 to like $300. You don't know. But I think that's a certain kind of turquoise that's probably worth more money. Here, I'll show this. I bought these 14 karat gold screw back earrings. These are really nice. These are older. You can tell that by the setting. And just something to note on these. It'll focus. So these are rubies. Like, these are real rubies, I believe. It could be spinel, but I think these are rubies. One of the things that I like to tell people, or at least what I've noticed from looking at real rubies versus fake ones, see how these are kind of like pink? They're a lot more pink than red. That's actually more indicative of a real ruby than something that would be dark red. So anytime you see a stone that's really super dark red, that's considered like the top color grade of a ruby, and would be several $1,000s for a tiniest 0.1 of a gram or something would be still $1,000. And in dark red, ruby prices are like insane. So when you see pink, it's actually more likely to be ruby. Obviously, spinel is the other one that comes in both pink and red. But anything that's dark red is usually either heat treated, resin filled, or synthetic of some kind. It's just really rare to find a dark red natural ruby. So that was just my note about this. But it's got seed pearls. It's got the little beaded edge border, which is really nice. They weigh 3 grams, 2 or 3 grams, with the pearls. Those, you can just see the picture, right? The eBay listing, just take a shot of that, and I think I'll have no problem selling it. Since I was talking about the stones, I'll show you these. Here's some more rough emerald. So I've talked about this probably a couple of times now about gemstones and how you can tell like what's worth something and what's not. So didn't pay a lot for this at all. Like this is just gem collector type stuff. Let me see if I can get this open. So you would immediately think like, all right, so these are really tiny. These are going to be the ones that are worth money, right? But it's actually, these are much higher quality. I mean, it's the same stuff. But these are a higher quality type of stone than these. So you can see there's no gem quality to this at all. There's no sparkle, right? No transparency. Not to say that there couldn't be but yeah, it's just there could be something on the inside, but the chances of that are pretty rare. And you can see it's all broken up and stuff. So nothing really great in here. There's nothing really great in here either, except for one little stone. Put these out. So there's all the little pieces, and they're not bad. These you can tell they're a little bit more gemmy than the bigger stones, but I did like this one right here. So that's actually, I'll put it right here. It's actually pretty clear. That's actually a gem quality type of stone. This weighs 2 carats. It's nowhere near worth very much because of the color mostly. See how this is like a very light green. I mean, that's almost completely clear. Just barely green. But that is a nice little piece. So something like this would actually have like maybe a $20 value. As far as I could tell from my research. I could be way off. But that's a nice little emerald piece. The rest of these are pretty much just junk. I mean, they're really too small to be of any use. But you can see there's some different color. So you really want something with a darker color. So this is like a nice color here. Let's see. Just anything on the darker side is going to be worth more. If I were to have this big of a stone in a nice dark color, then you could maybe get up to $100 or $200. In this kind of transparency, I don't think it's worth much. But this is kind of the stuff that I really like, because this shows you the real gemstones. This is not fake CZ stuff. This is what, if you see an emerald ring and it's priced at $20,000 or something, it's because you got to get something that's clear, good color, less inclusions, big size, and you also have to cut it down and waste about half the stone. So it's kind of like something like this. If you were to try and cut it, you would have to cut away a lot of it to actually get a regular faceted stone. So just let you know about how rare like a real gem quality emerald would be, because you gotta have all those different characteristics have all got to align, and you got to not break it and everything. So but I like that piece right there. Here's a piece that I bought that I just kind of took a chance on. Had no markings on it, and they looked at it too, and they're like, it's got no markings. So it was priced a little bit cheaper than what they normally would price it at. Tested this. This is sterling. Definitely looks like it. Definitely feels like it. So nice little piece, and it's fairly heavy. I think that's a tea strainer or something like that. So teaspoon, or I don't know. But nice piece there, nice and old, and should be easy to sell that one. Another spoon piece. So here's another Denmark. This is a enamel spoon. Didn't pay a whole lot for it. Pretty heavy. It's not worth a whole lot, but still pretty neat. I like the enamel stuff, and the enamel's in good condition. So if someone has the set, they made blue, green, red, yellow, and like they've got a yellow one but it's all cracked or something. Maybe they want to buy the replacement. Here's a couple of sterling onyx pieces. They were selling this as a set. I kind of think that it's not a set. The reason why is because the brooch here, brooch pendant, has a Taxco sterling mark on it, and then these ones have a hand-signed signature on it. I don't know what the name is just yet. It's marked sterling and then someone's name on the back of those. Hopefully you can see that. But still, nice sterling set. This will be a good eBay listing. Should have no problem selling that. Just gonna keep going. Here's a silver saddle keychain with an inscription given as a gift. It's marked sterling down there at the bottom. This was pretty much thrown in with some other stuff that I bought because it just looks like a keychain, but it's sterling, and it's like, I don't know, I think this is 20 something grams, and it's a nice piece, and it's got a signature on it, a designer name of some kind. So nice little keychain there. Bought some, sterling little hors d'oeuvres, forks, little pieces. I don't know, these were cheap. Here's a sterling rifle pin, marksman pin. I kind of liked that this one has the auto rifle. There's certain ones that are worth a little bit more for whatever reason. Some of these little hang tags, like there's a mortar one, and there's a long rifle. There's like a whole bunch of them. So people collect to have, you can make these really long, and so they collect each one of these little pieces. I have a couple of these that I've held on to that I'll probably lot together and sell. I've got this one. I've got like a paratrooper one. I've got a couple of different silver military pins that I need to sell. We'll get that listed eventually. Here's a nice costume piece. Didn't have to pay much for it. Lockets, again, just lockets do really well for me. This is a large size locket, which people like because it can fit, bigger pictures in there. It's rhinestone. It's definitely vintage. I think it is missing a couple of stones, but really unique piece that it's just going to sell. I just know it is. We've got a really nice gold-filled chain. So this is a nice gold-filled rope chain. And then a silver standard rope chain. The gold-filled one is a lot better to sell than the silver one because these are common. This is a little bit harder to find a nice gold-filled chain like that. So didn't pay a whole lot for those. Nice rope chains. Let's see. Here's a piece that I'm really excited about. This is a Royal Dalton piece, and it's dated on the back right here, 1937 or 27, 1927. And this is sterling mounted. It's got markings here for the sterling mark. English, got the English hallmark for the lion, and it's made by the company Bracelet, which made a bunch of different silver stuff in this era. This is a oranges and lemons. I guess this is called like an egg coddler. I did have to pay quite a bit for this, not a whole lot, but maybe more than I normally would. But I just think like that there's gonna be someone who has either this set. This is like the unique piece that's part of the porcelain set. That this is called the Nursery Rhymes series porcelain. So you can find mugs and plates and different things, but a sterling mounted egg coddler, I think that's going to be like one of the rare pieces of the set that you're just not going to find. This is not something you can research or look up or that you're going to see somewhere. I mean, this is like one of those things that you just kind of have to go with your gut. You just kind of have to know it's small, It's collectible. It's got a good name. It's silver, mounted on porcelain, which is pretty rare. The company Brevet is a pretty famous company. So you're going to have a lot of different crossover on this. It's really small. It's got a decent amount of sterling. I don't know. I'm going to put a high price on it and let it sit. I think it'll get a lot of interest. This is from the early 20s, and it's just like the perfect thing to go in your little showcase or whatever. So, nice piece there. Let's see. Here's a sterling trinket box that I bought. Again, none of this stuff was cheap. Everything I had to pay for, obviously, like I had to pay up for. I paid $2,200 in total for everything. So, you know, obviously this wasn't cheap, but it's marked sterling, and then it's got Mollusca is the name on it. Not that it's really important, but you can see right there the name. And sterling with turquoise and a nice horse pattern. I'm assuming this is Native American made. Again, something that I think I'll just put a high price on. Eventually it'll sell. Like, you'd be surprised. You know, like, there's people who collect trinket boxes, people who collect just silver trinket or pill boxes or whatever, that are always looking for something kind of unique and rare to add to their collection. So I've been surprised many times on things on eBay where it's just like stuff that I think will never sell just sells instantly, and is kind of a unique piece. So there's that. Here's a couple of more coins. These are just Franklin Mint proof collector coins from the 70s saying you're a certified collector. It's got people's names on it, so I don't really want to show the whole thing, but yeah, some silver coins there. Here's a sterling coin purse with monogram on it. This has some condition issues. It's probably why they priced it a little bit cheaper. But really nice scroll work design on there. Let's see if I can get it open. There we go. So it's missing the mirror. So there would have been a mirror in here that it's missing, but it does have a pencil, which I thought was kind of neat. Right in there, there's a silver pencil, and it's got the coin part here. Store your coins, your bills, mirror, compact. I've sold many of these before, many of these silver compacts, and they're really collectible. You actually get a lot of people who are interested in these. And I've had them dented and all kinds of different condition issues, and people still buy them. So definitely, like last time I had one of these, I probably had like 8 offers in like an hour. It was ridiculous. Not for a lot of money, but still, always look out for these silver little compacts and coin purses and stuff. Here's a really nice silver bracelet that I bought. Probably, I don't know. I think I'm okay on it, but it does have, this stone does have a crack in it. Right here, if you can see that. And it's got no markings. I've been buying a lot of no marking stuff, just because it's unique. It's like, just because it doesn't have a marking doesn't really mean much. This is really nice scroll work design. This is probably from Mexico, but from like the early 30s, 40s with turquoise. I don't know. Same thing. Put a high price on it. We'll see what happens. That's usually how I do my eBay listings. Is I'll do buy it now, best offer. I'll put a high price on it, let it sit a couple of days, and maybe drop it $10. Let it sit like a week and drop it some more. And eventually it sells. I mean, I don't hold on to things for very long. You guys know that. But you have your fast sellers and you have your slow sellers. So I usually make my money back right away on the quick sellers, the stuff that's easily searchable, that you can find completed listings for. Will sell right away. I'll get my investment back out, and I'll have these kind of slow sellers that eventually everything sells piece by piece. And that's where you get a lot of your profit and cash flow. But look at that. I mean, it's big, it's heavy, wide bracelet. I really like it. let's see. Here's some. These were a good deal. They didn't know what these were. But you've got a bunch of these guilloche enamel. I think I have another one. Yeah, a little piece. So here's a grouping of silver enamel pieces. A lot of these are upside down. Obviously, very, very pretty type items that will definitely sell easy. Some of these have been turned into pins. A couple of these look like they're from broken earrings on the back there. These were probably screw back earrings at one point. This is the same design as these. But really nice collection. You could take these and make whatever you want with them. You can make them into a bracelet. You can make them into pendants, earrings, whatever. So nice pieces there, and then a nice Viking ship one. This one is marked. It's like 925, and it says like Norway, Sterling, something like that. This one is Niels Erik. So this one has the NE mark. Denmark, hand painted and enamel. I'm not sure on the price of these. Usually, like these little pins are like $20 a piece. As a group, like 40 to 50 bucks, I would think. Maybe more, but I don't think so. 40, 50 bucks is probably top end on those. Let's see. Here's just more little trinkets. Here's a little picture book. Sterling pendant. Again, lockets. Buy as many as you can. Gold-filled Hickok knot cufflinks with the little gem ends. Really nice set. Very wearable. Good condition. Should be able to sell those. Some sterling enamel crown or shield. I think this is an S, like monogram cufflinks. Not super expensive, but someone looking for an S, a pair of cufflinks for a suit or something. Very easy to sell. Let's see. Here's a nice rhinestone pin I bought. I thought there was potential that this could be sterling. I tested it. It is not. But I'm pretty sure this is a designer. This is like either Coro or Trifari or something, and it's old. So we'll do more research on that. I think at least 20 bucks probably. Probably more, but at least 20 bucks. Let's see. Here's a little bit bigger of a piece. Nice big turquoise and faux claw sterling belt buckle. They had it marked at $398. Did not spend that much on it. I think I paid about $100. This is marked ET. Again, no sterling mark. But if you look at that, I mean, you can just tell right away that's sterling, right? It's got the nice hand set, this kind of gingerbread edge is what I usually call it. So that's a good sign. When you see turquoise with this kind of edge, usually means it's sterling. I'll price this out at like $200, $225. Let it sit. I mean, it's probably eventually it'll sell probably in the $160 to $175 range. These sell all over the place. You can get them for $100 online, but usually, like if I put it in my store and wait for a good offer, someone will buy it that'll want to actually wear it. But nice large piece there. Since we're doing the belt buckles, I'll do this one. Here's another silver belt buckle. This is, again, no sterling marks. Alright? But this is a sand cast sterling. I tested it with the nice Eagle Dancer. Again, these are like, same thing, anywhere from 100 to 300. It just kind of depends how long you want to wait for it to sell, and if it's a special design and whatever. Really nice high quality leather belt. It does have some markings on it. This is top grain leather. So I'll have to do more research on the actual just belt. I'll probably sell it all together. But this was not very expensive. Didn't pay a lot for it, and it should be worth a pretty penny. It's a nice piece. Let's keep going. What else do I have? Here's some silver salt and pepper shakers. These are weighted, but they're only weighted here on the bottom. The rest of this is solid silver, and these weigh together 130 or 140 grams. And once you take off the weighted parts, this is still about 60 to 65 grams of sterling. I'll probably try and sell it as the set. These you can find. I found completed listings of these kind of similar ones for like $10 or something. So, hey, if you can buy these on eBay and just break them apart and scrap them, you get more money just in the scraps. So, they're not worth a fortune, but they are actually a nice amount of silver. If that makes sense. Here's a gold-filled bracelet. Nice leaf and flower design. Should be pretty easy to sell. Let's see, is there anything else that I'm missing other than my lighters? Here's a little silver spoon. Little baby one. I've got some rings and stuff. I won't really show all of them, but, you know, little silver kind of nothing rings. Silver, purple earrings. I forget what they call this. They call it like purple turquoise, but I'm pretty sure it's howlite or something. So there's those. Alright, so now I'm going to start showing you my lighter collection that I bought. So this was all on an estate sale, and this was not cheap at all for these lighters. Paid a lot of money for them, and I'll do fine on them. I've already researched them, but here's a penguin princess lighter. It's most likely got a sterling sleeve there, Mexico sterling sleeve. Not a very expensive one. Doesn't spark either. Not working. A lot of these they're gonna need to be fixed, but there are collectors for these. So nice silver sleeve penguin lighter there. Big silver teapot that I bought. Think I paid a little bit over scrap, just barely over scrap for this. It's marked 900 on the bottom. Let's see, I'll show you the mark. I don't know who the mark this is for. Whoa. So it looks like it's like a GD or something, and then 900. Nice big silver teapot. It's like 700 grams. Hand hammered. We'll see how we do on that. I hope I can make more than what I paid for it. If I just break even on it or whatever, that's totally fine. But I at least want to try and buy this kind of stuff, because you're never gonna buy this for cheap. You're never going to. I mean, if you go to any estate sale, no one's gonna have this at $50 or something. It's just, I guess it's possible, but just very unlikely. So you're gonna have to spend money to buy any kind of nice antiques, which is what I'm doing now. So I did have, where is it? Right here. A couple of old banknotes that I bought. Nothing incredible. This is a 100,000 mark bill from the hyperinflation days of Germany. This one pretty much has almost no value. This is like $2 to $3. Like it was, even when it was printed, it wasn't worth much. But this one is really neat. This is an 1864 Confederate $100 bill. Pretty much terrible condition. I mean, you can see all the crease marks and everything like that. But even in this condition, I mean, it still has the edges. You'll see some that are like torn, like this one's torn a little bit. But a nice, really old $100 bill that I bought for like, I don't know, $10, I think is what this costs. So sold even in this condition is like $40, just as a collector piece. It's got a nice old treasurer signature. It's a nice old piece of currency there. Good condition. It's worth a lot more. So more lighters. Here's another silver, like engraved lighter. You can see these selling, pretty consistently. All these lighters you can research and sell pretty consistently. This is like anywhere from 50 to 100. So I'll probably put like 100 on it and hopefully get $100 for it. We'll see though. Here is a Siam silver with a Zippo insert to it. These also sell pretty consistently, anywhere from 50 to 100, kind of the same thing. Nice designs on there. I actually bought 2 of them. So you can see these online. Siam silver with Zippo insert, you'll see them. They're priced, 40 to 100. It's kind of wild how some of these things go for such varying prices. But in my eBay store, I'll probably list them together and see what we can get for them. So I did spend a lot on these lighters, but they are pretty neat. This is like a Conquistador. I don't know. This looks like another silver liner, like a little wrap. This is what is this? This one just says made in Germany, I believe, or something like that. This looks like the Penguin or the Ronson lighters, but I saw one of these sell for around 40. We'll start getting better here. Here's this one's a Ronson. Not a very expensive lighter, but I think this is a silver sleeve as well. It does have a monogram on there that's pretty rubbed, but it's got that nice engine turn. Obviously an old lighter that collectors will like. I think that's kind of more of the average ones. Here's a Snakeskin lift arm lighter. So pretty neat one there. It's marked gem. And what else? Patent pending. So this is like another old 30s lighter with real snakeskin. I saw some pretty similar going for about 80 to 100 for one of these. So neat lighter there. So you can start doing the math. I mean, these are going to start adding up. Here's another lift arm lighter. Again, not a very rare one. I think this one says made in Germany. But this one says a souvenir from Los Angeles, and it's got that engine turn design on it as well. So this is from like the 30s probably. Art Deco in style. Lift arm lighter. Again, prices, I couldn't find any exactly like this, but I don't know, $50 to $100 is probably possible. I'm not an expert on these, but some of them are pretty obvious online what they sell for. Like, we'll do this one. So this is a Dunhill lighter. Let's see if it'll focus. Kind of. There you go. Dunhill, London. This is what they refer to as, I believe, a roll-a-gas lighter. I actually have a mini version of this that I have listed right now that has a date of 1945 on it. So that's probably right about the same for this one. This has the diamond pattern on it. Condition's not perfect, but these pretty consistently sell for about $100. So you can find them anywhere from maybe 60 to 100, but there are several that have sold at 100. So we'll try and get about that for that one. Let's see. Here's my other Dunhills. This is, let's see. This one's got a good mark on it. We can get you a picture. Dunhill, London. So if you don't know lighters at all, Dunhill is probably the best name to find on lighters, next to like Tiffany or something. These are called Savory is I guess what it's called, Dunhill Savory model. This one has a monogram. Nice, again, little lift arm. This one is a little bit bent here. So this is a little bit loose. You want to see that a little bit tighter. These are both silver-plated lighters. This one's usually worth a little bit more because of the diamond patterning on it. And this one will be worth a little bit less because of the monogram. But condition's not too bad on these. A lot of people that restore these, and I have 2 of them. These were anywhere from 100 to 150, I believe. I think this one's around 150. This one's probably closer to 100. So nice set of Dunhill lighters. Very, very, very collectible. If you search for these, there's probably only 3 listed online, maybe 3 or 4. So that's something that I noticed with the lighters when I was doing my research, is that these don't just like pop up every day. You can't just go buy 100 of these or something, because these are from the 30s, and so I think I'll have no problem selling these. So that's part of the lighter collection there. Let's see, here's another lift arm lighter with a monogram on it. This one is marked, what is it? Beacon lighter, which again is 1930s lift arm lighter. Let's see if it'll focus. You can see it a little bit. It says lights in a flash. Was able to find a couple of these sold around $80, something like that. So nice piece there. Again, not very many of these. If you even search for lift arm lighters, you're only going to find 30 or 40 lighters total listed, especially the silver ones. So we'll show you one of those. Here's probably my favorite. This is a sterling silver lift arm lighter. So obviously sterling silver ones are going to be worth a little bit more. Has a nice little design on it. Little engraving up here, and then it does have some initials. But it's marked sterling silver. Like, you can barely see it on this lift arm portion there. But this one's a taller lighter, so it's a little bit different of a shape than a lot of the ones you see. So I did find one very, very similar to this, sold for $170, I believe. So I think this one should be a pretty good seller, being that it's sterling and a larger size. I almost forgot about this little guy. This is probably my favorite purchase of everything that I bought, just because I really like his stuff. So this is a David Anderson silver and enamel B brooch. So it's got David Anderson mark on the back there. You can wear it as a pendant or as a brooch. Perfect condition. Quality on this is great. There's only one other one listed on eBay, and they have it at $212. I've seen similar ones, so you can find like an owl. There's like some of the butterfly ones go for a lot of money, but those sell for around $100. You can see some completeds. So I think this is anywhere in between $100 and $200. Obviously, the one at $212 hasn't sold, but it's the only one listed. There's no sold listings of one of these that I could find. And the one that they have is blue. This one's green. So I'll probably, same thing, I'll list it at around $200 and put a best offer feature on there, and we'll kind of go from there. But one that I think I won't take for too cheap of a price. So nice piece there. I do have, let's see, a couple more. Show you that one. Here's another silver lift arm lighter. This one's pretty small, so this is like a mini one. I do have the larger one somewhere. Here it is. Here's the kind of bigger version. And then there is one that's even larger than this that they made. It's like the table lighter. So this is like your mini, like ladies. And then this is your regular men's pocket one. And then they made a table one. But silver Mexico lift arm lighter. This is probably the most common that you see on eBay. And these pretty consistently are in between 100 and 150 a piece. So even these small ones I was seeing selling for 100 to 125, something like that. And then the larger ones were 100 to up to 175. But these are probably the most common ones that you see that are listed right now. So should be able to get a good price for those. I'll probably list them separately. Just in case there's one collector that wants a small one collector that wants the larger one. We'll be able to split those up. But so you can see, that's pretty much everything. I did get this. Let's see. This is a really nice old brooch pendant combination, C clasp with the older hinge. This was pretty cheap. I think it's some kind of wood or bakelite or something. And that could be 14 karat gold. Probably is on there. Really nice piece. I've seen this sell before. I think this is worth about $50. But I'm not sure. But anyway, so that's pretty much everything that I can find right now. So yeah, spent a fortune. But if you add it up, like, it sounds like a lot of money, but then when you start adding it up, like piece by piece by piece, like enamel, silver, like all this rare collectibles. Oh, I did have one more lighter. That's what I was forgetting. Here's another Dunhill. So this is a sterling Dunhill lighter. This is called the, it's got a piece of tape on there. This is called the service lighter. This is a sterling service lighter. These consistently sell $175 to $200. So that should be a good seller there. It's probably the best one of all the lighters, I think. So like I was saying, if you start adding all this stuff up, like I've got 4 Dunhill lighters. I've got several sterling silver lift arm lighters here, silver belt buckle. I've got 2 of those, silver Trinket Box, silver teapot. I mean, when you really start adding it up, it's a little bit more reasonable. I've already done the math in my head. I think I should be able to make a decent amount of profit from 1 week's worth of purchases. So we'll go ahead and I'll be listing for probably the next 3 or 4 days straight. I'll have my eBay link in the description below. If you want to buy anything, shoot me an offer. I take best offer on pretty much everything. So if you see something you like, make me an offer. And make sure you like and comment and subscribe to my videos. Really appreciate it. I did sell a ton of the stuff from the last couple of weeks. I have about $4,600 in eBay sales for this month. So I'll do a sold video at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do it today. I will try to, but I spent a lot of money and I need to get this stuff online as quickly as possible. So I'll be listing the rest of today, tomorrow, until sales again next week to go buy some more. So yeah, please leave a comment, thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks for watching.